Hanoi Social Club is a small cafe and restaurant located in Hội Vũ, a small street of Hanoi. Developed within an antique and charming French-style villa, Hanoi Social Club is highly recommended by local and international travel websites such as TripAdvisor for tourists in the city. The business was founded by John Kiss, an Australian man coming to Vietnam in 2011 to work for Engineers Without Borders, a non-profit organization dedicated to community development in many countries. John set up the cafe and restaurant to satisfy his own taste and to provide favorite Western dishes for foreigners living and working in Hanoi. One of Hanoi Social Club's core principles is healthy food, including vegetarian dishes which vary in different seasons and come from high-quality ingredients. So far, the cafe and restaurant has attracted not only foreigners but also local people, especially the youth. The original vegetarian dishes have become a highlight of Hanoi Social Club amid a growing vegetarian trend in Vietnam. Hello and welcome to Sharing Vietnam. Vegetarianism is attracting more and more attention in Vietnam, just like many other countries around the world, for various benefits. In our program today, we'll explore this trend as well as some characteristics of the Vietnamese vegetarian culture. Our guest is John Kiss, owner of Hanoi Social Club, a popular restaurant providing veggie food in the city. So hello John, thank you very much for joining us today. So first of all, could you share with us the reasons for you to come to Hanoi and open Hanoi Social Club?
Well, actually, the reason I came to Hanoi was with an NGO called Engineers Without Borders, and that project lasted for 2 or 3 years. And whilst I was in that project, I just wanted some variety of food. You know, I love Vietnamese food, but sometimes I'd like some food from my home country. And the type of food that I like is very particular. You know, some people say there's Western food and there's Vietnamese food, but no, there's much more finer scale, of course. And you know, I wanted somewhere where I could turn up on a Sunday morning, have a late brunch with some runny poached eggs and sourdough rye, and some healthy options. And no one was really doing it. Maybe you could go and get these sorts of things at a fancy hotel, but I'm not a fancy hotel sort of person. I want to hang out with friends and relax in a casual environment. Nobody was doing it, so I thought, I'll do it.
Well, Hanoi Social Club is highly recommended by many international as well as domestic travel websites, especially for its vegetarian food. So how do you manage to make the vegetarian food special and attractive to diners here?
I think one of the things that I personally look for is unique and interesting ingredients. Yeah, there's lots of vegetarian things. You know, I can make a dish with zao muong and onion and all sorts of yummy vegetables. But why use those things if there are these amazing alternatives available, like whether it be couscous or quinoa or chia seeds or black rice. You know, for example, we have a dish, mango curry, that uses brown rice. Most places are doing white rice. Well, why not offer an alternative and healthy option? A lot of these things that I just mentioned are not normally found. It's not a product that you can just walk into your convenience store and ask for some quinoa. They'll look at you like you're crazy. But there are popping up more and more in the last 7 years that I've been in Vietnam. I can see the availability of these things has become more stable, and you can get it at more places. So if you're interested in diversity of food and interesting different types of food, Vietnam is becoming more and more interesting every day.
After running Hanoi Social Club and living in Vietnam for a number of years now, what do you think of the attitude of local people towards vegetarian food?
I feel like the number of vegetarian places and even vegan places, which you could say is even more hardcore than vegetarianism, is increasing. And just in the last few months, there's been a couple of new places opened. People are embracing it. More than 50% of the customers at Hanoi Social Club are Vietnamese. 25% are foreigners and living in Hanoi, and 25% are tourists. So in fact, most of our customers are Vietnamese, and they're exploring and they're interested and they're trying these new things and they're coming back. So I suppose that means we're doing something right.
A vegetarian diet is derived from plants with or without eggs, milk or honey. Vegetarians avoid consuming meat or byproducts of animal slaughter. Vegetarianism can be adopted for different reasons such as ethics, healthcare, religion, and environmental protection. In Vietnam, vegetarian restaurants have been growing in recent years, providing tranquil atmosphere and healthy food. Some local people are permanent vegetarians, others only choose the diet on the 1st or the 15th of every lunar month or during major Buddhist events.
Riêng về cái khuynh hướng các nhà hàng chay thì gần như các bạn ấy có một cái sự hòa hợp giữa các nhà hàng, cái sự cạnh tranh là không quá lớn, và Thiện Phát thì luôn luôn lấy cái tiêu chí là thực phẩm sạch, các thực phẩm có dinh dưỡng, và tất cả các cái đầu bếp đặt cái tâm huyết, cái trí lực và cái sức lực của mình, cái tình thương để chế biến ra những cái món ăn chay một cách rất là tâm huyết, làm sao mà không đặt yếu tố lợi nhuận lên quá cao mà đặt cái yếu tố về cái sự dinh dưỡng và tốt cho khách hàng lên hàng đầu. Đức Phật có dạy một cái điều rằng thức ăn này là tặng phẩm của đất trời, người và công phu lao tác của muôn loài. Nguyện ăn trong sự chánh niệm để giảm thiểu sự khổ đau của mình và của muôn loài.
Ở đây thì mình cũng thường là mình đi ăn chay vì mình hướng tới những cái thực phẩm sạch. Cái thứ hai là nó bồi bổ cho sức khỏe, nó không tạo ra những cái nguy cơ về bệnh tật. Cái nữa là cũng để cho tâm được tĩnh, hướng tới một cái sự an bình trong cuộc sống giữa cái bộn bề hiện tại.
Phong trào lưu ăn chay ở ngoài miền Bắc mình càng ngày càng phát triển. Như trước đây nhắc đến ăn chay thì nhiều người nghĩ rất là khác về ăn chay, thường không biết đến là ăn chay. Còn mấy năm gần đây cái xu hướng phát triển ăn chay rất nhiều. Cái ăn chay không chỉ là mọi người nghĩ cái đơn giản là rau củ quả thuần túy, nhưng mà ăn chay chế biến rất là tinh túy từ các nghệ nhân bếp. Cái chất lượng món ăn của Bồ Đề Tâm thì tất cả các nguyên liệu đều được chế biến từ tất cả các loại rau củ quả. Rau củ quả rất là tươi, ngon, và những cái đồ chế biến rất là lúc nào cũng đảm bảo tươi.
In addition to conventional restaurants, a new trend is emerging in Vietnam with the supply of vegetarian fast food such as burgers. These products are particularly attractive to young people thanks to affordability and simplicity.
Ý tưởng mà mình cho ra cái sản phẩm bánh mì chay KF chay này là mình đã từng làm việc với một bạn chuyên ăn chay trường ấy, nhưng mà khi bạn đi tìm kiếm những cái bữa ăn fast food rất là khó khăn, và mình thường xuyên chuẩn bị cái bữa ăn cho bạn ấy. Và khi mà chuẩn bị ấy, thì mọi người cũng muốn ăn, và những cái sản phẩm mình chuẩn bị mọi người bảo ăn rất là ngon ấy, sao không mở rộng ý tưởng để cho mọi người cùng được thưởng thức cái món chay fast food. Thì cũng chính từ những cái động lực mà mình nghĩ là đồ ăn chay fast food rất là thiếu ấy, nên là mình triển khai ý tưởng mở ra quán chay, ăn nhanh chay, và đặc biệt là sản phẩm bánh mì chay.
Cái bánh mì nó mùi nó tự nhiên từ những cái thực phẩm nó rất là tươi, rất là tốt cho sức khỏe, nó là thanh khiết ạ. Thì đấy là điểm mình thấy khác biệt so với các đồ ăn khác.
While vegetarianism is a growing trend not only in Vietnam but around the world, so in your personal opinion, what is the most important benefit of vegetarianism?
Well, I suppose this is a personal question. Everyone will have a different answer. Me, personally, I think the benefit is for the world. There are really strong environmental reasons to have a vegetarian diet. One of the most convincing ones for me is the idea that 1 kilogram of beef requires that cow to eat many hundreds of kilograms of grain. Well, and a lot of water. Well, that takes a big load on the environment. If we eat the grain instead of the cow, we save a lot of carbon dioxide emissions. We save a lot of land use. We save a lot of fresh water. The benefits are enormous.
What do you think of some differences between Vietnamese and Western vegetarianism?
A little bit. Like some of the places that are popping up around Hanoi, there will be a slight religious influence, whether it be Loving Hut or Bo Dae, which has a Buddhist link, which there is a non-meat eating part of the philosophy in Buddhism. And also I think perhaps there is a greater prevalence of meat substitute in Vietnam. So I suppose it's a very meat-eating society, and maybe this is a way of transitioning smoothly to a vegetarian diet, is to provide a food that looks like meat, smells like meat, feels like meat, tastes a little bit like meat, but isn't meat. And maybe that's a good strategy.
And for those who want to be permanent vegetarians, what are your recommendations for them to enjoy sufficient nutrition and good tastes?
I would recommend eat widely. Like there are, like any type of food, if I go to an Italian restaurant, I can go to a bad Italian restaurant. I can go to a good Italian restaurant. The same with vegetarian food. You know, you can go to a place where the vegetarian food is not so great. What I would advise is visit lots of restaurants, try lots of different dishes. And what you will find is that you will discover some that are absolutely amazing. They'll knock your socks off, and you'll love them. And you'll love them in the same way that you might love your Moroccan chicken or your meat dish, and you'll develop your favorites. So eat widely and often, and you'll find your amazing food. You can sustain your body perfectly well with a vegetarian diet. Maybe the biggest complaint from people who think that it's not adequate are from people who say that there's not enough protein in a vegetarian diet. Well, I mean, there is such a wide range of vegetables and foods that do have a lot of protein. Any of your legumes, chickpeas, beans, are high in protein, nuts high in protein, cereals high in protein. You can easily get your protein from other places. There's no problem.
And finally, could you tell us a little bit about your plan to further develop vegetarian food at Hanoi Social Club?
Definitely more international. So whether that be from Western places where there are food trends, and really it's like a trend, it's almost a fashion when you know, people are eating these grains that come from South America that no one had heard of 20 years ago. For example, quinoa. These things are in fashion, and yeah, we try to be in fashion, but that doesn't mean you can't be yummy at the same time. We also have you know, vegetarian items that are hard to get, like tempeh, which is an Indonesian soybean product, fermented soybean. I think there's nowhere in Hanoi that's, maybe even Vietnam, that has this dish. Well, we can make it ourselves. We do it in our own kitchen, so we can explore different types of vegetarian food. But typically, it's more of an international variety. Because every single week, we try to have a new dish that's developed by our team of kitchen staff from Koto and Hoa Se training schools, and we will find the best ones in the year, and we'll put these in our normal menu. So, like I said before, eat widely and diversely, and you'll find some star dishes. Well, we're doing that with our normal meals. Every week we bring up a new dish. Some of them are great, some of them are not so great. We'll keep the good ones and we'll put them on our normal menu.
Well, John, thank you so much for joining us today and sharing some very interesting insights.
I hope to see you at the cafe soon.
Well, that's all for our program today. Hopefully, more and more people in Vietnam will enjoy better health and delicious meals with vegetarian food. Thank you so much for watching, and see you again next time.